So after the European Union refused to give the green pass to Indian vaccines, some countries have gone ahead and given approval to Covishield. So 8 EU countries and Switzerland have approved Covishield. European Union nations, Austria, Germany, Slovenia, Greece, Iceland, Ireland and Spain have confirmed including Covishield in their green pass. Estonia has approved all vaccines in India, both Covishield and Covaxin. Now, these nations have given a nod to Covishield after the European Union made it clear that member states had the option of approving the World Health Organization authorized vaccines. Now, this comes after India sent out an offer to the European Union. Sources have told India today that India will begin a reciprocal policy when it comes to exemption from quarantine for European countries. I want to cut across to India Today's Milan Sharma for more on the story. Milan, why does the European Union as a whole have reservations about Covishield, and what is the road ahead? Yes, individual approval by countries, but overall, what's the road ahead?
Well, Gaurav, in a diplomatic exercise that happens to be a win for India, because when India says that we will look at the vaccine passport issue as reciprocal, so if the European nations will not allow India to have its vaccine approved there, India will also reciprocate in the same way and people will have to go through a quarantine. So EU was certainly caught on the back foot, but after India sent out that feeler, the European nations themselves have come forward. 9 of the European countries now have gone ahead and said that we will accept Covishield as a vaccination policy for those countries. But let me tell you, the European Medicines Agency has still not gone ahead and given that particular clearance to Covishield as part of the vaccines that it has already cleared. And certainly there are questions, Gaurav, on why the AstraZeneca vaccine, Vaxzevria, that's already been approved by EMA, Covishield happens to be the same vaccine by AstraZeneca and Serum Institute, is not being given an approval in that case. So certainly this seems to be this diplomatic victory for India in some sense, as the countries step forward, and now in all 9 European nations are looking at this approval. Gaurav.
Milan, for the moment, many thanks. Now, India's tourism sector, which was witnessing a revival in the initial months of 2021, was severely hit by the second wave of coronavirus. Countries like Serbia and Mauritius, they're once again welcoming Indians. Chetty brings you more.
Jet, set, go. Feels like eons you did that. The COVID pandemic took a toll on travel, and many frequent flyers are now happy about some countries willing to welcome Indian tourists. Russia. This charming country continues to welcome Indians even during the peak of COVID, just like Serbia. So if you're looking to pack your bags and go on a holiday, Russia is ready to welcome you. Passengers entering the country must have a negative COVID RT-PCR test, with them issued at most 72 hours before arrival. There are also quarantine requirements since Moscow has been on a lockdown because of rise in COVID cases. Self-isolation of 7 days at home or in your hotel room is the catch here. Serbia again is welcoming Indians. Travelers would have to present a negative RT-PCR test no older than 72 hours, and all arrivals are required to fill in a health declaration. Starting 15th of July, the good news is the island of Mauritius is ready to welcome Indians. If you are vaccinated, you can soak into the sun, sand and the sea at a resort in Mauritius. However, if you're not vaccinated, you will be subject to 14 days in a room quarantine. Don't forget the RT-PCR if you're planning to take a vacation there. Afghanistan is open for Indians with a valid visa, and a COVID negative report is not mandatory.
It's been a really hard 15 months or so for the travel industry, and especially for someone like myself who's on the road often. I travel a fair bit for trade shows and also to film my travel series around the globe, and it's been really tough. I think moving into 2022, the second quarter, we should see a boom.
VFS has the updated list of countries easing restrictions or opening up for visa applications, being divided in various categories. While most countries are still not allowing travelers, there are some that have started accepting visa applications for all categories. Others still are only allowing those within a certain category, like students, business or privileged visa holders, like golden visa, residence permit and long-term visas. You can even visit Belgium if you are approved by an embassy or have a long permit visa. Cyprus is allowing entry for family members of the EU or if you have resident permit, unless you are approved by the embassy for essential services. And hence a vacation in Cyprus is out of the question really. Pre-approved cases from embassy also have an option to visit France, Germany, Latvia, Luxembourg, Portugal. If you plan to go to the US, then you can if you hold a student, work, business or spouse-related visa. Slowly, the countries across the world are open to having Indians after the deadly second wave. All of this can really change if a third wave takes over. Until then, bon voyage. With Geeta Mohan in New Delhi, Chaiti Narula for India Today.
Now, they're considered second only to God. On the Doctors' Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the medical fraternity to mark the National Doctors' Day. Now, in his address, the Prime Minister thanked doctors. They've been working tirelessly to save lakhs and lakhs of lives in this deadly pandemic. Prime Minister Narendra Modi actually compared doctors to gods and said doctors have actually changed the course of our lives. He spoke of the central government allocating 15,000 crore rupees as a special fund to increase healthcare infrastructure in the country. The Prime Minister also thanked doctors and medical practitioners for promoting yoga and wellness.
आज जब देश कोरोना से इतनी बड़ी जंग लड़ रहा है, तो डॉक्टर्स ने दिन रात मेहनत करके लाखों लोगों का जीवन बचाया है। ये पुण्य कार्य करते हुए देश के कई डॉक्टर्स ने अपना जीवन भी न्यौछावर कर दिया। मैं जीवन आहूत करने वाले इन सभी डॉक्टर्स को अपनी विनम्र श्रद्धांजलि अर्पित करता हूं और परिवार के प्रति अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। हमारी सरकार ने डॉक्टर्स के खिलाफ हिंसा को रोकने के लिए पिछले वर्ष ही कानून में कई कड़े प्रावधान किए हैं। इसके साथ ही हम अपने कोविड वॉरियर्स के लिए फ्री इंश्योरेंस कवर स्कीम भी लेकर आए हैं। आप पूरे अटेंशन के साथ ही अपने अनुभवों का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन भी करते रहें। पेशेंट के साथ आपके एक्सपीरियंसेस का डॉक्यूमेंटेशन बहुत ही अहम है। साथ ही मरीज के सिम्टम्स, ट्रीटमेंट प्लान और उनके रिस्पॉन्स का भी डिटेल डॉक्यूमेंटेशन होना चाहिए। यह एक रिसर्च स्टडी के रूप में भी हो सकता है, जिसमें विभिन्न प्रकार की दवाओं और ट्रीटमेंट्स के असर को नोट किया गया हो।
A day after disgruntled Congress leader Navjot Singh Sidhu met Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in the national capital, he's back in Punjab, and Chief Minister Captain Amarinder Singh is on a mission to garner support for his cause. Amarinder Singh invited his supporters and MLAs for lunch at his residence in Chandigarh. Sources have told India Today Captain Amarinder Singh's lunch diplomacy is aimed to assess who all will back him if Navjot Singh Sidhu is given a key role in Punjab Congress. Remember, Sidhu had met Rahul Gandhi for about an hour yesterday evening. There was speculation about a key responsibility to be given to him in the next day or two. He also met Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Some said that meeting lasted 4 hours. Sidhu himself spoke of a long meeting. Now, amidst this tussle in Punjab Congress, the party in charge for Punjab, Harish Rawat, says the issue is expected to be resolved by the 8th or the 10th of July. Harish Rawat said Sidhu's meeting with the Gandhis was very positive. Quite positive is what he said. Navjot Singh Sidhu is likely, and this is what sources are telling India today, he's likely to get an important and a new role very soon in Punjab Congress.
मैं नहीं जानता कि कोई शिकायत लेकर के आए होंगे, कोई रचनात्मक सुझाव भी उनके दिमाग में होंगे। सिद्धू जी का अपना अनुभव है और जब वो अपने नेताओं के पास आए हैं, अपने नेताओं से मिले हैं, राहुल जी से, प्रियंका जी से मिले हैं, तो मुझे पूरा यकीन है कि उन्होंने कोई ऐसा पॉजिटिव एजेंडा उनके सामने रखा होगा जिस पर हम पंजाब में अमल करें।
पिछली बार कहा था कि 7 या 8 जुलाई तक मामला सुलझ जाएगा। आपको लगता है कि अब और जल्दी हो जाएगा या उसी टाइमलाइन के मुताबिक चल रहे हैं आप लोग?
मैंने 8-10 तक कहा था जी, तो ये, और मैंने कहा था कि मानसून, तो आप मानसून ला ही नहीं पा रहे हैं, हमारा सॉल्यूशन